Hey everybody, here is the market update for King County in Washington State after January's numbers came in. Hey, this is Brad Decater with the Decater Real Estate Group. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, this is a channel where we talk about all the local real estate stuff that's going on, buyer tips, seller tips, and all that kind of stuff. Enjoy the video. Okay, so first off, I'm going to throw a few stats at you, then talk about what those statistics mean, and then what my projections are for the rest of the year. All right, so new listings month over month, so from December to January, are up a massive amount. We're at a 56% increase in listing inventory, new listings that came on the market. So 56% more listings came to the market in January than they did in December. So the numbers are from about 1,292 listings in December and 2,018 listings in January. So much more inventory than we saw in December, but hold on, that is very typical for the market. We always see less inventory in November, December typically, and then things kind of start ramping up in January. So that's very, very normal. So to put it in perspective, when we look at last January, so 2021 numbers, we had about 2,400 houses that went for sale in January, and here we're at 2,000. So actually we're at less inventory than we were last year. It just seems like a massive increase because December numbers were super low, which again is typical of December. So nothing to really worry about there. It's just kind of going along with normal trends. We're going to see more inventory in January. If everything goes how everyone predicts, we're going to see more inventory all the way through spring into summer. That's typically when we plateau for inventory. So yes, we have more inventory. That's great for buyers. There's also great demand, but no real eye-opening stat there. That's just very normal to happen. So pending sales are up 24% from December to January. That's a pretty good number. Again, this is going to go along with the new listings. Of course, if we have new inventory out, we're going to have more pending so long as there's demand for that listing. So we had 1,908 pending listings in January, and like I said, 2,018 that went active in January. So you can see pretty much every house is getting gobbled up and going under contract that came out that month. And of course, there's still a few stale listings that came from December that didn't sell, or there's maybe a few that came out the last 3 days of January that of course didn't go pending the same month. So that's a very good number to look at. You can see that most of the houses got in contract that came on the market. So that kind of shows you how strong this market is. Next statistic is sold listings. We're actually down 41% for sold listings. That's from January to December. But don't worry, I know this seems kind of weird. It's like, hey, there's more inventory, there's more pendings. Why is there not more sales? Well, sales is a lag measure. So the sales, typically a property gets in contract and then takes about 30 days through escrow until they actually close. So the January numbers for sold properties are really properties that got in contract back in December, which were then listed back in December, sometimes November. So the statistic is not really up to date to the actives and the pendings because it's a lag measure, the solds. So the reason we're down is actually a reflection of the end of last year. And when you look at it compared to the last January, we're still online. So this is a normal thing. So really nothing to worry about there. All right, median sales price is down 3.33% December to January. Again, this is also a normal thing because the sold price is based on sold sales. So again, it's a lag measure. So these January closings that are making this statistic up is actually from December's pendings. So the ones that were for sale in December. The market significantly changed from December to January. So even though it says we're down 3% in January on sales prices, that is true, but it's really December sales, which is again normal. So it should be going down typically a little bit towards the winter. And to put this in perspective, if you look from January to January, we're up about 11%. December to December last year was up about 16.5%, 17%. So we are still seeing a massive appreciating market. So this down 3.3% would not read too much into it. Again, it's really based on December. But this is an interesting point because I am super curious to see what the stats come out for next month. That's going to be the telltale sign for me because I know what it's been like trying to get houses in contract for my buyers this last month of January. It's been absolutely crazy. There's been 30, 40, 50, 60 offers on some properties, and they're getting bid up a massive amount. Probably the most competitive that I've ever seen it in my whole career in real estate. So I'm very curious to find out once the February numbers come out, because that'll be the actual January actives as closed and sold in February. Once those numbers come out, I think we'll see a massive appreciation number. I think this whole spring, we're going to see a big number of appreciation for average price point. So stay tuned for that. We'll see what it comes out at. So list to sale price ratio, this is at 106%. So that means that a home that's listed on average is going to sell for about 6% more than the list price. I found this to be true. In January, it's actually going to be, if I was going to predict, it's going to be a lot more. Because again, it's the same thing. These are talking about ones that sold in January, so they went pending in December. But if you're shopping for a house today in January, I think it's going to be even more than that. So the next stats will tell us that, but it's super competitive out there. Months of inventory is the last stat I have for you. We are at 0.5 months of inventory. That means that if no other houses came on the market, we would only have 2 weeks left of supply and there would be no more houses to buy. So this is a very small, low number, but also very typical of what has been happening in the last couple of years. We are in a seller's market and we have no inventory. So nothing has changed in that regard. There's just not a lot of houses for sale. We've seen the months of inventory number and statistic dip a little bit below. It's been to 0.3 at the very lowest, but 0.5 is still crazy low. So to put that in perspective for you, we had about 1 month of inventory back in last January, and that was a tight market and super competitive. So it's going to be even more competitive this year. And 2 years ago, we had 1.3 months of inventory. These are all very low numbers, but right now it's incredibly low, especially for January. So those are the statistics that I want to go through for the January numbers. So to kind of recap things, it is a super strong market. These numbers don't even show, in my opinion, how crazy the market really is. If you're shopping as a buyer right now in January, it has been probably pretty tough for you. Super competitive, many offers on properties, and very high list to sale price ratio. So things are getting bid up super high. And that's basically what I predict is going to happen for the rest of the spring. We definitely have a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, specifically interest rates and the Fed's announcement. So if you guys haven't seen my previous videos on that, you can take a look. But interest rates are definitely higher. In the first 3 weeks of the year in January, we went from probably the low threes to above the mid threes. So 3.6, 3.7 on your interest rate, which is a significant change. Something like this can sometimes make a market kind of go down. And we've seen none of that happen, which is why you guys have heard me say it probably in a lot of other videos that I still feel super confident in this market appreciating, even with interest rates creeping up. And from there, the market will probably react, but I think it'll be pretty slow and steady from there. So we still will have relatively good interest rates over the year. They are a lot higher than they used to be, and the sub 3 days are over. So probably won't expect to get below 3 ever again, but I think if you're shopping right now, you'll be between 3.5% and 4% probably for the rest of the year. But we'll see what the Fed does and what happens there. So something to look out for. I can do some more updates on that in March. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this was helpful. If you guys have any questions about your specific neighborhood, the area that you're trying to buy in, and want some statistics that are direct to that neighborhood or that city, you can feel free to reach out or leave a comment below, and I can reach out to you directly. Thanks for watching.